What's going on, everyone? With the legend himself, Roy Jones Jr. A great sparring today. What are you looking for down here? You have Charlo, current reigning defending WBC champion and middleweight. How did the whole process link up there, champ?
Man, I'm just a boxing mind. I love boxing. Honestly, his coach was humble enough to ask me to talk to him. So I spoke to him. He said he wanted to get away for a minute, come down, just go through some workouts, get his mind a little different, rest, away from certain people, certain things. I told him, come on. So he came down, he enjoyed himself. I'm loving having him here. I told Ronnie he wasn't come anytime. Ronnie probably wanted to come back to Houston when he get ready to fight. So he probably won't go to Houston to get a fight lined up, which is cool. But anytime a guy's willing to open his mind up and learn more, like, why would I not teach you? You know what I mean? So it's like, he got to be WBC champ of the world with running and taught him already. So he don't really need me. I don't necessarily need him. But when two people can come together and make somebody better, why would you not do that? He respects me enough to respect my knowledge enough to want to learn some of it. Why would I not teach it to him?
I mean, it caught a lot of people off guard in a good way. Mm-hmm. You know, because they seen what was going on with Charlo as far as his emotions and everything, and then they see him down here with you, and everybody consider you a level-headed individual that can dial him back in. Mm-hmm. How's that process been so far with getting him back focused?
They're beautiful. You see where he at now, right? Mm-hmm. You see how he sounds when you talk to him, right? It's a beautiful thing as long as he stays focused, but he has to want to go with anybody. He wants it, like I told him, you want it, you come on, I'm here to get it. But if I see something going crazy, I'm going to tell you not to go back home, because I'm not going to do crazy. He's like, no, I got you to do exactly what you asked me to do. And that's what he's been doing. So yeah, I'm always level-headed. You know what I mean? Everybody have flaws. We all have flaws. But for being a level-headed person, that's what I am. I'm always going to stay first because I feel like God is always taking over. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I try to do things from that standpoint. I pass that on to the fighters I teach the same way that I look at it. You understand me? God give us opportunities, you got to take advantage of it. You're the WBC champ of the world. God has given you the world already. You have to take advantage of it.
Do you see him doing this entire camp? Because he mentioned something about November, him returning to the square.
I don't know. It's up to him. I mean, like I told him, he can go whatever he wants to do. I mean, I'm just an open-minded person. I told him because his trainer asked me to talk to him and try to help him out. That's what I did. So whatever capacity he and Runner decide to work with me on, I'm cool with it. I'm just trying to help him get his mind back right, help him get his mind focused on being the best again, because he still got all the qualities to be the best middleweight in the world. He just got to get back right.
You know, what was on my mind, and it's crazy that you told me you was going to Morocco, man. What was your thought process hearing that earthquake hit when you just got out of there? Because I'll say, first thing popped in my head, you was still over there. You know what I'm saying? How was that for you to get up out of there ahead of time before that earthquake hit?
People don't understand, it's very few people that understand having a connection with God. You understand me? And to keep it 100 with you, I won't say this but one time, but truthfully speaking, in my opinion, God was telling me not to go. And I kept telling people when I got there that God told me, don't go. So I'm coming, but I'm telling y'all right now, God told me not to come. I don't know what it is, but God did tell me not to come. I said, in my mind, I was a little bit disobedient because I understand I give y'all my word and y'all paid me to come. So I'm going to go just because I'm trying to be an upright human, and God understood that, and I asked God for forgiveness on that. I told him, but never again would I come to her and God tell me not to go. As soon as I left, earthquake hit. I said, you see, that's what God was telling me to stay away from. I knew it was the reason he was telling me not to go. That's what he was telling me to stay away from. And now they understand and believe in me and believe in my faith in God.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yep.
That's real deep.
Yep.
Thinking about your stable over here, Body Head Island, you know, talk about some of your other fighters that's out here. I know you've been busy yourself with your round robin. I know Andrew was on the Combat League, and I think Kevin Newton was out there too. What's going on with your other fighters?
They both in the Combat League. Kevin Newton did another fight. I think he does a lot of business with Jake Paul.
Okay.
Andrew's trying to do a deal, I think, with Devin Haney to get them some fights going. So they're doing their own little things out there like that. I got Sabri here. I got Mandeep Janker here. And I got Eric Moon, Mandeep and Eric, both are fighting in Pro Box in Plant City on the 18th next month. So they both got fights lined up. Hopefully I got Archie Sharp over in the UK getting ready for a fight soon. And we'll see what happens. Also, me and Jeff Mayweather work with this young kid, Joseph Brown.
Joseph Brown, okay.
Yeah, and Joseph has his first fight on October 2, I think.
That's gonna be his professional debut?
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up. So what's next for you as far as all the adventures that you have? I see your pro box. You know, what's going on with Roy? Since your schedule's always full.
Yeah, well, I just work with Pro Box off and on now. I haven't really got locked back in with them like that yet, but maybe down the line we may get together. I don't know yet.
All right.
I just try to do things to help the sport of boxing. You feel me? It's like, I'm not selfish. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna say, oh, I help him, but I won't help him. That's not who I am. Chris Pearson's dad texted me today. Chris Pearson got a fight on the 18-2 down in Plant City. Would you train him? I know Kevin and Chris Pearson have history, but it's like, I'm not into this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not into history. So if Chris Pearson want to come and work for real, come down and see how you like it. So I told him, send him down and see what you like. If he likes it, let's go. If you don't like it, go back. I'm not here to sell myself.
Yeah.
I know what I am. I know what I did. I know what I know. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. So if you want to work, come on, let's get to work. If you don't want to work, don't call me.
What is your prediction with Jermell Charlo being having to call up to fight Canelo? Canelo's been on the big stage plenty times before, and so is Jermell Charlo, but he's stepping in there with obviously Canelo Alvarez. You know, what is your assessment on that fight playing out?
Yeah, that all depends on what Jermell does. You know, Jermell is a game guy. He ain't gonna quit, that's for sure. He's a lot smaller, which is the only thing that worries me. But other than that, I mean, he a dog. You know, he gonna a lion, as he called it. He gonna fight to the finish. So it's gonna be very interesting because if he can get into the fight, he's gonna make it a good damn fight. Now, if Canelo can figure out how to get around that and overpower him, then that's a different thing. But if he gets into the fight, it's gonna be interesting. Only thing I worry about is the size. Canelo has learned how to impose his size, and he can make it a problem. But he hasn't shown me they can do that against but one fighter. He imposed his size on Triple G last time.
Okay.
Everybody else, he don't really impose his size on, you feel me? So if he imposes his size on Melo, then it'll make it a little bit different fight. But if he don't impose his size, he in for a good fight.
Do you buy into any of the excuses that's been made with how Bud Crawford defeated Errol Spence July 29th, being that he was weight drained, he was on PEDs? You know, it wasn't a real Errol Spence, it was a clone. What is your feedback on that, Roy?
Now, I've been saying for the longest time, from what I've seen, Errol didn't show the toolbox that Terrence showed.
Okay.
I didn't say he don't have the toolbox. I say he hasn't shown the toolbox. He never was forced to show the toolbox. Every fight Errol had been in up to that point, Errol was picked to win. Terrence first fight on HBO, he was fighting against Brady Prescott, who Prescott had just knocked out Amir Khan. He wasn't supposed to win that. So he came from nowhere and took his way in. You understand me? Errol, because he was an Olympian like myself, we don't really have to take our way in until we get to the top. And usually we're better than other people, so it's kind of easy for us to go in.
Yeah.
So nobody he fought that we ever thought was going to be there until he fought Bud. But Bud has fought people that we thought he may not beat. No, Victor Posto was not a bad opponent.
Correct.
Victor Posto had not been beat until Bud beat him. You understand me? So he fought a lot of guys that really wasn't bad opponents. People just didn't know him. But the way he took them apart, he always had to use something different. He beat Delorme one way. He beat the little Cuban dude one way. He beat the dude Brady Prescott another way. He kept beating people different ways. So he kept showing you a variety of ways to win. Errol, in my opinion, only had to use pressure. Now, most guys couldn't handle pressure. True. But that's the only tool he had to use. So they forced him to have to use a toolbox. So like I said, I'm not saying Errol don't have a toolbox. I'm saying Errol never was forced to use his toolbox. If you don't use your toolbox, your tools get rusty. So when it comes time to change, you ain't never had to change your whole career. How you gonna change? You ain't never had to do that. Bud always had to change.
Definitely, I agree with that. He always had to make changes. Also, he was always trying to prove himself as far as not being an underdog.
Of course, so he like Marvin Hagler. He was so hungry to be the top dog, and the only reason he wasn't the top dog is because another top dog in the weight division that he was in, there was never another side that we thought was better than him, or as good as him until he fought Earl. Earl was the only person that was comparable to him in his weight class. All the other guys who fought in his weight class, once we started getting Brady Prescott, we didn't think those guys had a chance, and they did.
For sure. Last question. You know, Crawford is pretty much putting out there that the word is out he wants more money to fight at 154, but he's agreeing to 148. What do you think as far as him being the undisputed champion? Can he make his own decisions right now? Can he be the shot caller?
He is a shot caller. Why he say he do at 148? Guess what? 148, he don't lose no belt at 147 because it's a welterweight. So he's smart. Why would I fight? I ain't gonna go to 50 to make you comfortable either. But I go 1 pound above it just so I don't lose my title. And if you want it, that's what it'll be. But I don't have to do nothing because really I won the first one. I can do whatever I want to do. Okay. And that's what he do.
Last words for anybody and everybody who support the legend himself, Roy Jones Jr. Hey, what you got to say to him, Roy?
I just want to say thank you all for supporting me throughout the years. I love God. God loves me. The ones who don't like me, I'm sorry you don't like me. If I did anything to offend you, I apologize. I'm sorry. But I don't live for those. I live for the ones who love me. And the ones who love me, keep God first in your mind and your heart. No matter what you are, what religion you are, what race you are, you love God, I love you.